Right. People seem to have a complete misunderstanding, all right? This is the ThaBadbrey Herbalist Asar, yeah? And I'm here, ancient astrologer, yeah? Now, question I get asked a lot is, for example, yeah, is astrology fake? Is astrology BS? And my answer to that is, I don't know, I don't care. If something can be used for practical uses in everyday life, then if it's fake or not is besides the point. Can you use it to help you practically? And if you can, then what's the problem? Now, on numerous occasions, I've used astrology to locate lost objects, missing pets, missing animals. I've used it to calculate when somebody will arrive at my house, when a package will arrive, whether or not a particular product is in stock, whether or not a shop is still open or closed. I've also used it to establish when a bus or train will arrive, okay, and how long it will take for me to get to a certain place using public transport. And I've also used it to predict weather. If astrology was fake or BS, I wouldn't be able to use astrology to locate lost objects, missing animals, and missing people, because it will be fake. All right, that's it, innit? Also, the other thing that people ask is that they say to me, what type of astrology do you use? Some people say, I use the tropical zodiac, and I think that it makes more sense because it relates to the seasons. Some people say, I use the sidereal zodiac because that's where the actual planets actually are in the sky, and therefore it's more accurate. Yeah? Some people say, because of the red shift and the blue shift, it's not accurate because there is a change in the sky which does not make it accurate. And I'm like, people who have those opinions are completely missing the point. Astrology is a form of divination, just like any other form of divination. Divination is something you use to generate symbolism to help you interpret physical reality. And the accuracy of your interpretation of that symbolism that is generated as a result of a particular system of divination, the accuracy of being able to interpret it depends upon the person who is interpreting it. It doesn't depend upon the actual method being used, all right? So whether you're using sidereal astrology, tropical astrology, 13 sign astrology, 15 sign astrology, 36 sign astrology, 72 sign, it doesn't matter. What matters is your ability to interpret the symbolism that is seen as a result of the divination that is actually used. For example, I could take here these three crystals and or stones. I can say each of these stones represent a certain area of life. If somebody said, oh, I would like to find out something about, for example, if they said, oh, I have 3 choices that I would actually want to make. What is the best choice for me to make? I could say, yeah, this crystal here represents choice number 1. This crystal is choice number 2. And this crystal is choice number 3. Then I could say, I'm going to throw these crystals onto the floor, and the crystal that is closest to the wall represents the choice that is most likely for you to take. And I could throw these crystals, and depending upon the way they fall, whether they break when they hit the floor, how close they are to the wall, and the colors that they are, and what objects are around them, I can interpret all of the symbolism as a result of what I can see and give you a divinationary answer as to whether you should take choice number 1, 2, or 3. Yeah, using the interpretation of the symbolism I can actually see. And the accuracy of the interpretation depends upon the person that is interpreting the symbolism and not the method itself. Now, that was just a random example. And obviously, this is not as sophisticated as other forms of divination, because this is just 3 rocks, me throwing it onto the ground, which is very basic. Whereas in astrology, each planet represents a multitude of different things and has different correspondences, all right? And so do the signs, and so do the houses, all right? And using all of those, you can come to a divinationary probability as to what the correct answer may or may not be. And it does not matter what system you're using. What matters is your ability to interpret symbolism and use both sides of your brain to interpret the non-physical and the physical, okay? That's what it is. It's like when somebody says, what's better, karate or kung fu? Some people say karate's better because it has better kata and they are stronger and it's more practical. Then somebody else will say, oh, kung fu is better because it's more practical and it's smoother. And it's like, no, one's not better than the other. It depends upon the practitioner themselves and their ability to perform the art form, not the name of the art form itself, all right? People get trapped inside egos and polarization and say, mine is better than yours and yours isn't as good as mine. Then those people over there do the same thing and you just polarize yourself, all right? Look at what is actually there and stop focusing upon things that make no difference on the outcome, all right? You can go to a sidereal astrologer and get an accurate reading. You can go to a tropical astrologer and get an accurate reading. You can go to a man who throws bones onto the floor and get an accurate reading. Because the level of accuracy depends upon the person interpreting the chart or interpreting the symbolism that is prevalent and generated as a result of the divination system being used, all right? ThaBadbrey Herbal is ancient astrologer. That's it.